if you are working from home, what are your true work hours? What time do you start? What time do you pause? Are you working in chunks because you have different personal responsibilities during the day that you need to take care of? So you're not working the so-called standard 8 to 5 when you're working from home. What are your work hours? If you're working on site or you're working a hybrid, what are your official work hours when you are on site? So be familiar, crystal clear with what your official work hours are. But then I want you to go beyond that. How much time do you spend working or thinking about work beyond your official workday? When I ask clients, well, what are your work hours? A lot of times they'll say, well, I'll roll in about 7:30 so I can get some work done before most of the people arrive. And then I technically can leave at 5 o'clock, but I usually don't leave until 5:30, maybe 6 o'clock. Sometimes it's because I have more work to do, and sometimes it's because I just don't want to sit in traffic. That's great. They understand their official work hours. But then this is where the conversation goes. I ask them, do you work at home in the evenings? No, not really. I just will check some email and I'll check some text and hang on. Isn't that working? Sometimes we are so ingrained and so involved in our work that we don't consciously realize that we still continue to work in the evenings. For whatever reason, we don't count it as work. If we're not officially in front of our computer, we're not officially sitting at our desk. But it's very important to decide on what your work hours are and to be conscious about what those work hours are. I want your decision about working in the evenings or about working on the weekends to be something that you decide you're going to do. I don't want it to be something that just happens to you. Because when 10:30 p.m. rolls around and you look at your watch or your phone, you think, oh my gosh, it's 10:30 already? I guess I better go get some sleep. If you find that happening to you, that means you are allowing time to happen to you instead of you telling your time what to do. Instead, if you feel that you need to work from home, then before you officially clock out for the day, I want you to make an intentional decision about I'm going to work at home this evening for an hour on XYZ, or I am going to work until 10 p.m. tonight. Right after I put the kids to bed, then I'm going to keep working until 10 p.m. I want you to decide this ahead of time. Not only does it help you start to create more of a solid line between work life and personal life instead of just a constant blur and everything being mixed together, but it also helps you create some separation from work so that way you have some recharge time, which is a big part of productivity. And I'll tell you what else it helps. If there's any kind of friction in your household about how much time you spend working, if you're able to share ahead of time with your household members, your loved ones, what your plan is for the evening, and better yet, if you're able to tell them a day or two ahead of time, these are the evenings I'm going to be working late, it really helps cut back on the friction, which helps cut back on some of those subconscious negative thoughts that are going around. And this is only going to increase your productivity. So when it comes to work hours, I want you to be familiar with not only your official work hours, but I also want you to make an intentional decision about all those extra work hours you are going to put in.